We have some major breaking news, folks. I had to get this story to you as soon as possible. The stock market is collapsing right now as we speak. The futures for a number of different stock indexes have opened, like the Dow, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq, and they are plummeting rapidly. And this is all because of Donald Trump and his disastrous tariff policy. So I'm going to break down this story for you, and then we're going to look at Donald Trump's response to this news right now that he just issued moments ago, both in text form and in video form. He responded to some questions on Air Force One that we're going to take a look at. So starting off here, the Dow Jones futures down 3.76%. The S&P 500 futures down 4.12%. The Nasdaq futures down 4.60%. And you can see other futures are down in the same way. It is a bloodbath. Things are plummeting rapidly. This is devastating for millions of Americans from many different income brackets. If you're an American and you have a portfolio, a 401k, a retirement account, that is all going down rapidly right now. Millions of Americans are losing money as we speak simply because of Donald Trump and his tariff policy. These tariffs have sent the market into a spiral, and Donald Trump could not care less. Elon Musk, JD Vance could not care less. If you have any of the things that I mentioned, a portfolio just generally, you may want to check it because things are not good right now. Now, let's dive into Donald Trump's response. We know that the stock market is collapsing. You'd hope that Donald Trump would come out and say something reassuring for the business world, saying, hey, this isn't going to last. We're going to work on this. We're going to bounce back. Except he didn't. Donald Trump doubled down on the tariffs, issuing this response again just moments ago, saying, quote, we have a massive financial deficit with China, the European Union, and many others. The only way this problem can be cured is with tariffs, which are now bringing tens of billions of dollars into the United States. They are already in effect and a beautiful thing to behold. The surplus with these countries has grown during the, quote, presidency of Joe Biden. We are going to reverse it and reverse it quickly. Someday people will realize that tariffs for the United States of America are a very beautiful thing. Wrong. I mean, I can't even count how many lies and falsehoods he told in this short little paragraph. This 3-day period that we're seeing in the stock market is the worst 3-day period in the market since 1987, worse than any 3-day period during the COVID pandemic. And Donald Trump is trying to tell you and me and everybody that this is a good thing and that one day we'll be thankful because he lost all of these different people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars just like that. He says it's a good thing. I mean, it is ridiculous. And by the way, he has a complete misunderstanding on trade and financial deficits and tariffs generally. He has no idea what he's talking about. And rants like this, paragraphs like this, really exhibit that. The president of the United States, with his key economic policy, doesn't even understand it. And that's why the markets are collapsing right now. That's why the Trump administration is being clowned all around the world, because we can all see the ignorance of the people like Donald Trump, his commerce secretary, people around him that work on these tariffs. I mean, it is a total joke. Now, as I mentioned, Donald Trump was just talking about these tariffs and the market reaction on Air Force One, taking questions from different journalists. And let's just see what Donald Trump had to say initially about the market. Let's have a look.
Mr. President, good. Any questions?
How was the golf tournament?
Very good, because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won, right? Did you hear I won? Just to back it up, over there, I won.
What's your handicap
I like
these
to win
days?
very low. I have a very low handicap. Okay, let's go.
Sir, Chinese foreign...
Back up a little
Sure.
bit.
The Chinese foreign ministry...
Yeah, that's right. When Donald Trump came out to answer questions from reporters, he talked about his golf game. He's bragging about his golf performance at a tournament that he created, by the way, that his own club was running. So he's bragging about winning a tournament that he created. It's a little weird. But the first thing he says is talking about his handicap, his golf performance, as Americans across the board are losing everything. People's retirement accounts are collapsing. These people wanted to retire soon, and Donald Trump is decimating their accounts. But don't worry, everybody. No fret, because Donald Trump has a low handicap. because he won a tournament at a golf event that he set up, that he created. I mean, it is embarrassing that this guy is the president of the United States right now. We need a leader in this moment, and Donald Trump has never and will never rise to that moment. Let's go on to the next clip, of which Donald Trump was asked, quote, "Is there pain in the market at some point you're unwilling to tolerate?" Kind of meaning, will you roll back some of these tariffs if the market continues to go in the direction that it's going? And Donald Trump's answer was unconscionable. I mean, just take a look.
Is there pain in the market at some point you're unwilling to tolerate this idea of a Trump put? Is there a threshold?
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. And we have such a horrible, we have been treated so badly by other countries because we had stupid leadership that allowed this to happen. They took our businesses, they took our money, they took our jobs, they moved it to Mexico, they moved it to Canada, they moved a lot of it to China, and it's not sustainable. We're not going to do it. Now we have hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country. On a monthly basis, it's pouring, it's already started because I put tariffs on. And eventually it's going to straighten out and our country will be solid and strong again.
So the answer to the question is, is there pain in the market at some point you're unwilling to tolerate? The answer to the question there that Donald Trump kind of dodged is, no, I'm willing to go as far as it needs to. I'm willing to bring as much pain upon the American people as I feel is necessary to fulfill my pet project. That's what Donald Trump just said right there. Instead of answering it, he kind of dodged by saying, oh, I think the question is stupid. I don't want anything to go down. But he's willing to go as far as possible, plunge the market as much as possible in order to fulfill his pet project. And as we've discussed recently in a different video, MAGA is turning on Donald Trump. Their retirement accounts are going down. The business world is turning on Donald Trump because, as I discussed earlier as well, it's clear that Trump has no idea what he's doing, that he's just inflicting pain on the American people for no goddamn reason other than to fulfill his own ego. And I think that this kind of ignorance we've seen from the Trump administration was displayed perfectly earlier today when Jake Tapper on CNN was interviewing Donald Trump's agriculture secretary. Jake Tapper asked why the Trump administration is imposing all these tariffs, but especially tariffs on the Heard and McDonald Islands, which has nobody living on it. It's uninhabited. And the agriculture secretary had no real response because she doesn't know why Donald Trump's doing it. Nobody in the Trump administration understands what they're doing or why they're doing what they're doing. So just take a look at this clip as well. And I think you'll start to see that this administration has no concept of what's happening in the real world. Take a look.
Example, President Trump laid out with a giant graphic of all the countries where tariffs were going to be, what he called reciprocal tariffs were going to be imposed. And you're imposing a 10% tariff on the Heard and McDonald Islands. The Heard and McDonald Islands have zero human inhabitants. They have zero exports. They have zero imports. They do have a lot of penguins. Why are you putting import tariffs on islands that are entirely populated by penguins?
Well, I mean, come on, Jake. Obviously, here's the bottom line. We live under a tariff regime from other countries. We have too long
the McDonald Islands is not imposing
the idea that America goes first. I mean, come on. Whatever. Listen, the people that are leading this are serious, intentional, patriotic, the smartest people I've ever worked with. I did not come up with the formulas. I'm the ag secretary. I studied agriculture at Texas A&M. I was in a lot of conversations to make sure our farmers and our ranchers were part of that. The president recognized the importance of inputs. We got potash and fertilizer to make sure they could do their planting. But I have no doubt that I speak on behalf of President Trump when he would say he has the utmost confidence in the team and what they have built and what they have put together. And we are unleashing a new golden age, and we will see an economy that will benefit not just every corner of America, but our farmers and our ranchers and the people that have been left behind for far too long by both Republicans and Democrats.
I mean, what a joke of an answer. She didn't answer the question whatsoever as to why they're imposing tariffs on an island with nobody on it. But I think Jake Tapper's face kind of tells the entire story. That's all of us right now listening to the agriculture secretary or Donald Trump attempt to justify these tariffs, especially tariffs on islands that have nobody living on them. But it's just interesting how she said that there's going to be a golden age of America. I mean, is this the golden age that Donald Trump and MAGA has been talking about for so long? Is this the golden age where there's a bloodbath in the market, the likes of which we haven't seen since 1987? Is that the golden age of America where people's retirement accounts are in free fall and now they have to delay their retirement and have to continue to work just to make up for the losses they've incurred under Donald Trump? Is that the golden age? According to the Trump administration, that's the golden age. Everybody should be celebrating them and kissing the ground that they walk on, according to Donald Trump. I mean, it is embarrassing, this administration. It's embarrassing what these folks are doing. They have no idea what they're doing, no idea what they're talking about. And instead of addressing these issues, instead of taking them seriously, Donald Trump is bragging about his golf game. He's saying that reporters who are asking questions are stupid. It is humiliating that these people are representing the United States on the world stage. And genuinely, I feel bad for people across the board, Democrat, Republican, independent, wealthy, middle class, lower income, who are suffering right now because of this administration. So listen, I will leave it there. I had to get this news to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. I really appreciate it. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about this market crash and Donald Trump's response and whatnot. And I really appreciate you, and we will talk soon.